Hey guys, welcome, and we are in Counseling 604 about group therapy and group practices. We're going to talk about the working stage of a group and how to move your group into the working stage. This is certainly not where you begin, but this is kind of where most of the work happens. Now, what they generally talk about the stages, there are four that I think is the most helpful. There's the initial phase where the therapist is setting the framework. Here's what we're doing, here's what we're about, here's the ground rules. Here's where we meet at these times, and like if you read mine and Henry Cloud's book, Making Small Groups Work, there's this framework like meet at these times, and also then the ground rules such as silence is okay, and speak from your heart, don't speak from your head so much, and use I instead of you, that sort of thing. And so, not only is that the initial phase for the entire process and the framework, but also the initial phase because people are scared and they don't know what to do. So they don't know where to be fake or real or how safe is this place or whatever. So it's kind of the messy initial set the stage. Then the second one is transition. This is when people finally do feel some amount of safety and they start opening up, and it's like, gosh, this was okay, and there's the honeymoon, and then it's sort of like, what? Somebody said, but I have a different feeling, or that hurt my feelings, or you ran over me, or you judged me. And that gets messy because they're putting attachment and safety with differentiation and truth, and there's that line between attachment and safety is really, it's a big line. Some people do not have the ability, never had it in their family of origin, to learn how to be loved and truthful. And for them, all they want is safety. That's the only thing that feels great is attachment and agreeing and all that. And somebody comes in and says, that kind of was hard. Gosh, you hate me, you judge me, you don't understand me. So that's when you got to do that, because nobody can get healthy if they can't feel loved and truthful at the same time. Nothing happens. Or feel loved and able to accept truth at the same time. So that's that interesting transitional stage. But the working stage, which comes before the final stage, which is then termination, is where people are experiencing grace and truth as integrated. Grace is great, and so is truth, and I don't always enjoy getting feedback, but I see it's helpful, and I'm not going to get dysregulated by it. They trust the process. So first, they really integrate grace and truth, but secondly, they trust the process. We don't have to have answers. We just want to open up and see what happens, and we've got a good leader, Sam or Sally, therapist from the Townsend Institute, is helping us, so we trust the process, don't need a lot of advice. Also that we know our own character issues and have identified them, and we know the other people's too, so we know who is struggling with that bad judge, and who feels like a little girl, little boy, not a grown-up, and who has a hard time connecting, and who has a hard time finding their voice. So now you're in that working phase, and so how do you bring people into that very productive working phase? Let me give you some tips. I'm assuming now you're in the transition space and you want to go into the working space. So this is how to go from transition to working. You've got to make safety normalized so that no matter what's happening, the process is good, God's here, and you've got a good facilitator. And you just can't tell them that on a list or in their heads. They've got to experience it. So they've got to be over and over experience of like, it's okay to open up, it's okay to have needs, it's okay to struggle, it's okay to hear and give truth. So over time, you want to normalize safety. That will help you move to the working phase. Normalize attunement, that before we go into advice and 20 Bible verses and cheer up, we attune to their needs. We get in the well and we learn how to say, that was overwhelming for you and that was really scary, and I totally understand how you'd feel judged and beat up and how you got discouraged. We normalize being in the well and attunement. Then people start going, I'm gotten here. They get me here like I've never been gotten in my life. I'm really understood. By this time, transfer of truth back and forth is fine. I feel okay giving feedback that's kind but direct, and I'm okay receiving it. Remember, nobody loves to hear the truth all the time. If I got truthed all day, I'd probably just stay in bed and watch TV. But it's okay. And then that the people are getting clear about what the character issues are, like I mentioned. So in your transition stage, make sure it's not like everybody's got the same issues. It's just not. That people know the big four, get the path to growth out to them so they know whether they're attachment or differentiation and all the other ones. And then experiencing the group as a place for me to work on my character. like the group is like the best place I know. I'm coming to group. This is the best place I know to get deeper to where my challenges in my life are, to go, boy, I just ran out of energy, or I don't know what to do with the lunatics in my life, or I just lost myself, or I just shut down and went into task. And you know, I'll get some answers there, and they get me, and they'll help me to deal with the characters. They kind of like, this is my place. This is my retreat center to work on this stuff. And also, you're going to move from transition to working when the leader is experienced more as facilitative and the resident expert. The leader kind of is always saying, what do you think? What was your experience? What was it like for you? What do you want to tell him? Sam, you have a need. Ask 2 or 3 people in your group what they think of you right now. You just said something very important that was scary, but you probably feel like you're being judged. Ask them what you feel. Okay, Sam and Sue. Or they'll go, well, you pick them. Or whoever wants to say anything. You go, no, own your needs. We do not have because we do not ask, Sam. James 4. So Sam has to say, well, I'll pick out 3 of you. That doesn't mean I don't like the rest of you. Well, okay, codependent, fragilizing. Okay, what do you think of what I just said? Well, I'm so glad you picked me because I felt so connected to you, or I've identified with that. And so you're always thrusting them into the other relational nutrients world, but just beside you. At the same time, you're still the expert. You're in charge. You don't just let the kids run wild. You have answers they don't have, and sometimes you need to come up with those. You need to make statements like, where are we getting kind of low energy here, or that we're kind of like lost in a rabbit trail here. You're still the person with the knowledge base. That's how you know you're solidly in the working phase, and that people are going back satisfied, disrupted certainly, but satisfied that not only was their pain understood, but they know what to do about that pain because they did it in the group and they can do it in their real life. Okay, hope that's helpful, and the working stage is great, so have a good session.